I looked at the snow globe. There was a word in big red letters. It said believe, Tim.
That just gave me chills.
The law of attraction. I just read the words ask, believe, and receive. It said believe, Tim. You got the chills. I almost had a heart attack that day.
Welcome to Lottery Dreams and Fortune. So I am so excited to welcome Niles Malvasia to the program today. He actually won $1 million from on a Powerball ticket in 2018.
Yes, it was 2018, January. Beginning of the year. It was only a couple of days into the new year.
Wow. Well, congratulations again. That's so exciting. Your story is fascinating. I'm excited. I know you are an avid follower of the law of attraction and manifestation, so we want to get into that in a little bit. But first of all, you won this $1 million. How did this happen?
I remember the day. I remember going out and I had to go meet an individual. I had paperwork for him. So I went to, I had to drive to Newark, New Jersey, drop off paperwork. So I called my wife. I asked her, do you want me to pick up Chinese food from our old spot? And she said, sure. So I drove to Hackensack, and there's a 7-Eleven. And I walked in. I reached into my pocket, and this was a funny thing. I had no money, no cash on me. And if you know the lottery, you have to, in Jersey, it's cash. You can't, no debit or anything like that. I had a $100 bill in my wallet because Sarah and I strongly believe in the law of attraction and manifesting what we want and putting it out to the universe and having it come back to us. And I strongly feel that I'm a magnet and money is attracted to me. I wanted to use the law of attraction for money. And I always said my avenue, there's different avenues. My avenue would be the lottery. And I put it out there. And
how did you put it out there?
I get up every morning and I give thanks for what I have, for what I'm able to provide and to give and to enjoy in life, because I will share with you, Tim, just like I'll share with the world. I've been at the bottom of the ocean and I've been at the top of the hill. I've been at the top of the mountain. I've borrowed money from people and I've lent money to people. That's life. And I put it out to the universe. I say it out loud. I speak out loud and I tell the universe, this is what I want. The problem is I told the universe I want to win $1 million. So the universe gave me $1 million. Sarah and I believed completely and wholeheartedly in the law of attraction. You should never have a feel for a want. You should never have that feeling, I want. It's I have, or it's coming to me. It's how you word it. It's how you pivot. It's how you live your life. You live it through feelings and emotions and that core energy. We're balls of energy that walk around. And we put that energy out there. We put it to each other. We put it to the universe. We put it into what we're doing in our daily lives. So when I walked into the 7-Eleven and I had no cash on me, Sarah and I used to keep a folded $100 bill in our wallets. And it was never that just in case money. That money was in our wallets, so we felt that we never had a want. We never had a need. So we had the 100 in our wallets. When I walked into the 7-Eleven, I had no money on me to play the Powerball. I didn't have cash. I paid for the Chinese food. It's a line of stores. I went in and I bought the Chinese food and I used my debit card. But when I went to get drinks and everything in 7-Eleven, I reached into my pocket for the lottery cash. No. So what did I do? I took the $100 bill because I never had a want. I never had a need. I took the 100 and I said, I'll put another 100 in my wallet because I don't have a want. And it was that $100 bill that I bought 50. As you know, it's $2 per ticket per line. So I bought $50 worth of the Powerball, because at the time it was 525 million. So we're looking at $500 million. So I took the 100 and I played 50, and I got the Chinese food, and we went home and everybody ate. And me being me, I fell asleep on the couch in my den watching TV. And I ended up waking up in the middle of the night. I rolled over, I reached into my pocket. What's in my pocket was my cell phone, but my lottery ticket was in there too. So I said, oh, let me check. And I was half asleep. But once I got to that fourth number in a row, from my cell phone to looking at my ticket, I started to wake up. My eyes started to get real big. And then all of a sudden I seen that fifth number. And I looked immediately to the right, and I did not have the Powerball number. But everybody that looks and sees the picture, they all ask the same question. How come your big fake check says $1,004? $4.
So rather than 1 million, it said $1,004.
It said $1,004, and everybody asks, what's that $4? Why does it say $1,004? Well, the Powerball was on my ticket. It was one line above my 5 numbers. All I needed was the Powerball to be one line down, one number down, one sequence down. And I would have split 525 million with a lady in New Hampshire. So instead, I won $1 million, and I was absolutely, positively ecstatic. I was beside myself. I kid you not, my mom, who is no longer with us, I lost her to COVID. I called her. She picked up the phone. She did not say, is there something wrong? Did something happen to the kids? Are you okay? What's wrong? My mother picked up the phone and she says to me, you hit the lottery, didn't you?
Wow.
Yeah. When I tell you it runs deep. When I tell you it runs deep in my family, it runs deep. It runs all the way back. And look, it doesn't stop anything. It doesn't stop your course of life. Life will always take its course. The law of attraction and the secret and manifestation is not going to stop death. I'm sorry. Death is life. Okay, so it's not going to stop that. My mom had that intuition. My mom used to play numbers herself. She used to win on her own as well. Not like to my, standard, my size, but my mom, my grandfather. It runs deep in my family to the point where some people may be critics and some people may look and go, wow, you're just lucky, or you're a lucky gambler. You're a gambler, No, it's not a gamble when you know you're going to win. And I know I'm going to win. Just like I told the universe, I want $1 million. We're looking at, today is the 7th, I believe, October 7th.
Yeah. Today
And what are we looking at? We're looking at a Powerball of $1.4 billion. And today being Friday, tonight we're looking at a Mega Millions of $350 million. And people continue to win. We just had someone win $1 billion in Florida. There's enough for everyone if they just put it out there. Use the secret. Use it for good. It's not a bad thing. Let's not make it a bad thing. Okay? It's something inside of you that we all have. And you need to reach out. I can't do it for you. That's a big one. I can't do it for you. You have to want to do it yourself. But you really have to reach deep down inside of you. Find that energy. It's there. It's there. Put it out there. Put it out. Tell the universe what you want. And another really big factor to the whole thing is don't ignore the signs. Because you will. People always show me something. Oh, I need this. God, send me a sign. Man, I missed so many signs because I wasn't looking. Now that I realize it, now that I go back and I think, I missed so many signs. But now that I see them and now that I catch them, It's a good thing. It's funny. Sometimes I laugh. It's hilarious to me.
Well, what kind of signs are you talking about? What kind of signs are you missing, or do you see when you see them?
You know what? Just yesterday, I was driving, and I'm thinking about in general because I seen a gentleman standing on the corner, and when the light turned red, he would go car to car. I'm gonna obviously assume he was homeless and he was in a need for money, and it doesn't make me any different than anyone else, but there's you just I'm saying to myself as I'm driving,
Hmm.
try to make a difference in something. I've been thinking a lot lately, like how can you make a difference? How can you help more? What can you do? One person can't change the world, obviously, you know. But if you can, what is that? Shake a hand, make a friend, meet a stranger, you know. I reached into my pocket and all I had was $100, you know, and I had a cup full of change in my cup holder.
Hmm.
Instead of giving him the change, I gave him the $100.
Wow.
Now we're at a light and he's crying, and I don't do well. Somebody starts to cry in front of me. I don't do well with that because I am an emotional person and
Hmm.
I do carry my emotions on my sleeve. I like to play. The tough guy is over. 20 years as a cop. The
Hmm.
tough guy went away. I really do. It did.
You're a retired police officer, yes.
Yes. I'm a retired police officer
Hmm.
from New Jersey,
Hmm.
and I'm thankful for that as well. You know, if you would have seen me as a kid, and you would have compared that course to the time, uh, all of a sudden I said, "Oh, I want to be a cop." Some people would have never guessed that outcome for me. I would even venture to say, because of my last name, I had many people, back home, put me behind the eight ball, didn't give me a shot at all.
Hmm.
Uh, so there's a couple of memes that I love that I've seen on the internet that people share, and I love the fact that when I go home, I go back to Jersey or I go back to Fairview where I grew up, uh, and I see people that you know basically pointed the finger. And again, this
Hmm.
could be something that I used as the secret, and I manifested, and I chose to be different, and avenues opened up for me that I
Hmm.
thought about and I hoped for, so I could become different than my last name, because my family, like everybody else, my family had their drama, and they weren't, on the right side of the law. And I chose to go the complete opposite and
Hmm.
became a cop. And a lot of people, when I was younger, kind of had me pegged like, you're just going to follow the rest of them. And I'm glad that I proved them wrong. And like I said, the memes, I go back and I say, for every door that was closed in my face, I bought the building.
Hmm.
And the only time I look behind is to see how far I've come. That's it. All the
Hmm.
naysayers, all the finger pointers, all that, he's a Malvasia. That meant
Hmm.
nothing. I
Hmm.
broke that cycle. And I broke it. Not only did I break it, I passed it down to my boys, who each one of my
Hmm.
sons are successful in their own right. And they're still growing from my 27-year-old to my 8-year-old. They are productive young men that I am extremely proud of, and they are the air that I breathe. So I broke a cycle with
Hmm.
them, and those are my four Malvasians. Now I got to hope that each one has like 10 kids.
No. So I want to get back to the lottery win real quick, and of course jump back into the beliefs
Okay.
on manifestation in a second. But first of all, there are people watching this that ask all the time because it's very interesting. When you initially won this lottery prize, what was the process like to turn in the ticket?
Sarah and I, we traveled down to Trenton, New Jersey, to the lottery office. You walk into the lottery office, gentleman sitting behind, it almost looks like a teller, sitting behind a window. And you really don't know what to say. You just walk in, and we showed him the ticket. I thought on a personal level, between Sarah and I gave her the ticket. I wanted her to sign it. I wanted her to feel that manifestation as well, that feeling of that win, So although I won the ticket, I gave it to Sarah, and she signed the back of it and put our address right away. So you want to secure that ticket immediately in a safe place and get it to the lottery office. We had $1 million. Okay, if I walk away tonight with 350, or tomorrow with 1.4 billion, you are not just going to stroll into that office. Okay, that's a much different process. You're going to stroll into that office, but you're bringing your lawyer, you're bringing your accountant, you're bringing your financial team, even the cash option. $614 million. Like, don't take that on your own. Please don't think you can handle that on your own. You're not. Before you know it, it'll be gone. Financial team, lawyer, financial advisors, accountants, people that you can trust. But we took our ticket, we walked in, and we told them, hi, we have a winning ticket. They said, how much you winning? It's $1 million. They immediately take us from the lobby. They put us in a back room, and it's a big winner's room, and congratulations, and you take your picture with the big fake check. One thing I thought was pretty cool. The New Jersey State Police actually have investigators that investigate for the state lottery, and
like scams and stuff.
Yes. And they're very good at it, because kudos to the New Jersey State Police and their gaming and all that, their division. They've locked up people that tried to steal scratch-offs and tickets from individuals that turned them in that happened to be winners, and they would tell, the people, oh, no, it's a losing ticket. And I think it was Essex or Hudson County back home by me, they were able to grab a business owner that tried to do something like that. They locked them up, locked the son up. So they do a great job at following up and making sure that's you. Because before I walked into that place, they already had surveillance video of me and my son. Because when I claimed the ticket, I walked into the 7-Eleven. The gentleman came over to the thing to help me. I looked at him. I said, do you have a claim form from the lottery? He said, yeah, hold on one second. He brought me the claim form, and it's all on video. I look at him, I hand him the ticket, and I go like this. You think I'm robbing the place? I go, because there was a bunch of people in there. He puts the ticket through the machine, how it comes out, and it's not like down here, because when you hit it in Florida, you hear doot, 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 so you know you won. In Jersey, it's quiet. All that comes back is, and it says jackpot. And his eyes look like a deer in headlights when he's seen that. But that's $1 million winning ticket. It says it right on it, $1 million. His eyes went like this. I'm looking at him like this. I got my son Justin with me, and we're staring. He gave it to me. By the time we hit that door, you could see him on camera. We didn't see that. We were already outside getting into the car. All you see is the guy on video, and he jets across from behind the counter, and now they're running to the door, and everyone's like this. Now they've got people that were online. They're all running to the front door, and they're looking outside. It was hilarious because, again, we don't see any of this. We're in the car driving away. Now, he must have said something out loud to these people. Said, he just won $1 million ticket. And then later on, they gave them something to put in the window. $1 million ticket was sold here by the New Jersey Lottery, blah, blah, blah. So that's my little, with my social media. And people would contact me about numbers. That was my set. I put it out there. I said, here, there's your winner. Because you had a lot of people that, the lottery's make-believe. No one ever wins. I had a lot of people say that. A lot of conspiracy theories.
What do people say?
Oh, I've heard many a times people, you really don't win. It's not worth that much. If you do win, they somehow you don't get your money. Oh, I've heard crazy stories, which are not true. I'm here to tell you it's not true. It's just not true. You win. you you win. You get that money, and it changes your life forever. It really does.
How
Either a good way or a bad way. It changes your life.
how would you say that it changed your life?
It made me debt free for many years. Gave my family an opportunity to experience things that they probably wouldn't have been able to, or it would have taken a lot out of me financially to make it happen. It allowed me to do things, family, friends, you know, that I wouldn't have been able to do. $1 million is a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. After tax and things like that, you may be looking at almost half of it. So it's not like you walk away with $1 million, but it's nice to say I won $1 million.
Yeah, that's amazing. And
It's very nice, and it's nice to say that I'm going to win the jackpot next.
so you're still playing?
Oh yeah. When I win tonight, or when eventually I win again, because I'm still going to play. Why would I stop? I'm lucky. Universe loves me. Doesn't like me. Universe absolutely loves me. So I'll never stop.
Just to clarify, when you won, two quick questions that a lot of people will have or do have. Did you have the option of the half of it lump sum right away, or all of it over a period of years, as some lottery prizes are? And did you have the option of claiming it anonymously versus publicly? What were the rules there?
I know many states are working on it now. In New Jersey, you're not protected. Your identity is put out there. It could have changed. I don't know. In Florida, you still have to appear, but I've seen people wear masks and the scream mask and things like that. And I know that I moved to a state that I have to show my appearance. I want you to see me. People ask me questions. They contact me via social media all the time, whether it's a real estate question, whether it was a police question, most of it is lottery, and they're questions just like you asked. Do you pick your numbers, or do you do quick pick, or what state, what happened, what you do, this, that.
Well, that is a good point. Do you do quick pick or choose your own? Like, what are you?
Well, that's what I did. I like to do quick pick. Okay, I will share with everyone that if you are an odds guy, quick pick is the way to go. If you like numbers, because they do choose from the hot and cold, and that's how they spit out their numbers. So the lottery machine has its own type of internal, you can say, equation type, mathematical, what's hot and what's cold. And they will just spit out your random numbers. And so I chose quick pick, and I won the $1 million. And to this day, I still choose quick pick. And that's one of the questions. Again, I'm inboxed a lot. Oh, is it special days, anniversaries, birthdays, things like that. No, it's really not. One thing I did do, I'll be honest with you, I used to like to play my badge number because we had pick 3. So that was a little, and it always came out. 125 always came out. Always came out. Whether it was boxed or it was straight, 125 always came out. So if I played 125 and it was the afternoon, it paid maybe $330. I would always play it 10 or 20 times, and I'd walk away with $6,000. I'd have to drive around and go to all different types of stores because nobody ever had enough money in the register just to pay me. So that's what I would do on a daily basis. Sometimes I would win, and I would have to literally drive around. And like I've won down here already in Florida, I've won $1,000 on a scratch off. I won $500 at least 6 times on a scratch off in Florida. And I've been here 3 years. That's it. and I have to go to different places. I go to like a Publix. They pay out pretty much heavy, like on a $500 scratch off. They can cover it. But a lot of times I'll win somewhere, and I have to drive around to get my money to cash in the winning tickets. But do I complain about it? No. Why? Because I won. Because I put it out to the universe. Checks come in the mail. You know, it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain, but it's not. You know, and it's easy to do, but it's not. You have to believe. You have to believe. When somebody tells you got to believe in the system, just don't ask questions. Just believe me. Just do this, and you see what happens. I wish I could tell the world that. You know, I wish I could sit down with everybody and say, you really can have what you want. I'm not giving you a little pep talk. I'm not telling you something that you heard before. You can truly do this on your own. The law of attraction is what it is. Tell the universe what you want. Ask, believe, and you will receive. Trust me, you will receive. I said, how do checks randomly just show up in someone's mailbox if you don't want them, if you're not looking for them? Do you know how many times you've overpaid something, you've done something, and the money is just laying there, you don't know about it, and all of a sudden you just get a check, you know? And it's always at the right time. You tell the universe, you know what? Like, I want to go do this month, or I'm short. Man, where am I going to get this money from? Tell the universe, I'm a law of attraction, I'm a magnet. Money is attracted to me. And then all of a sudden, it's like that, the money just pops up. Whether it's in a check, or you get a phone call for an opportunity to go and do something that's going to make the money, that's actually going to cover that amount. It's just funny. I don't get excited. Like I said, I don't get excited anymore. I don't even like scratch offs. I don't even scratch the scratch offs off. I just scratch the barcode. It's not even a game to me anymore. It's not even a game. It's just how much do you want to give me this time? That's it. That's how I view it. That's how I view it. I know it's strong. I know some people say, no. What works for me will work for you. Not can, not it. It will work for you. What works for me works for you, Tim, works for the next person. It's a law of attraction.
Yeah, it's such a fascinating subject and field. What would you say to people that know very little about it and they're just very skeptical about it, or no matter how much they know, they're just skeptical? What do you say to people?
I was there. I was in their shoes. Wholeheartedly. Telling the universe, and then something would happen. Never mind. I'm talking to the universe. I'm talking to myself. What is this? It was like a joke. And you blow it off. You get angry. I'm not doing this. Don't. That's a way of the universe weaning out the people that don't want to be there, that don't want to be in that vibe, that energy. You need to believe. Like I said, I can't talk you into it. I can't make you believe. Okay? You have to want to do it yourself. The second you want to do it yourself and you understand it and you practice it and you preach it, you feel it. You feel it, Tim. I'm telling you. I close my eyes. I see a Rolls Royce. I want that in black. See a Lamborghini. I'm going to get that in black. You know? And I see it. I feel it. When I won the lottery, I drove the Lamborghini.
You did Bentley. Drive one. You drove one after you won.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Listen, I spent money in a lot of good places and did a lot of good with the money and things like that. And then there's times that I did spoil myself. Yes, I had my toys. So, and it's okay because I can't wait for the second round. You're going to see some serious toys then.
Yeah.
I want a plane.
Yes.
I definitely want a plane.
Oh, you want a plane?
I want a jet. A jet is nice. I want a jet. My own jet would be nice.
There you go. So as of the recording of this video, the jackpot for the Powerball at least is well over $1 billion. So maybe whether it's tonight or sometime in the future, the jet can happen. It's possible.
All black with a big N on the wings there, on the back of it. Yeah, I drive down Southern Boulevard. This guy, he parks his plane over there at the airport, and there's big letters on the side of it, and it's got his name on the side of it. I see my own plane with my name on the side of it. I want my own.
Wow.
Yeah, when I tell you I live it, eat it, breathe it. You have to.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing, and you have received some publicity and fame from this. You were on a very popular show, My Lottery Dream Home, I believe a few years ago. What was that like?
It was a lot of fun.
Reality television, yeah.
Reality TV, My Lottery Dream Home, and on HGTV.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know HGTV is owned by Discovery, and it was pretty cool because when we did the episode, we agreed to do the episode. It was the 100th episode. And I didn't know in reality TV world, that's a big deal. So we filmed the 100th episode, and we had a crew following the crew because there was another show to follow to celebrate the filming of the 100th episode, which was us. And I had, there was one scene in the show. They contacted us. I'll never forget, we were down here vacationing in Disney. And they contacted us. And at first you're like, really? But then they send you a big card, and they write on it and everything. So you're like, all right, this is basically looks legit. And then you call them and you start to talk to them. And they explain to you, listen, we know how people feel. Like we're calling lottery winners going, hey, we want to come in your home. And it just seems like, okay, this is a scam. It wasn't. Spoke to the producers of the show. At the time, I was co-owner of a pizzeria in Jersey. Again, using the law of attraction, wanting to grow this business, I was able to get the producers to say, can we do the meet and greet at my pizzeria? So as soon as I did that, you've seen an uprise in, the pizzeria. You've seen more foot traffic. You've seen more orders. People started coming in. Hey, wasn't this the place on TV? Wasn't this the... Yeah. So when it came time, COVID hit, my partner was ready to sell, and it was easy because we rented the building, and COVID was shutting down all the businesses. And now I'm going back to 2020 when it really first hit. I don't like to bring it up, but when my mom passed, I was quarantined for 21 days instead of just 5 now, like we're doing now, So the guy that even bought the equipment from the pizzeria came in and goes, isn't this the one that was on TV? So it helped a lot. It helped tremendously. And I'm glad I was able to do that with my friend. So being on the show, it was all about timing. I would like to say that I had, what do they call the 15 minutes of fame, But what happened was filming shut down.
Oh, this happened during COVID happened while this was...
Well, what happened was we filmed just before COVID. So filming shut down for the show. So all they did for almost a year was run reruns. I can't begin to tell you how many of my friends would text me or call me and go, hey, man, I'm getting tired watching you on TV, bro. Every time I turn on the TV, you're on TV. I'm tired. And it was a joke. We laughed about it. Tim, the masks came off. I'm walking around freely now. We're in Florida, okay? It's a red state, okay? Masks came off real fast. Well, I'm living my good life, right? I'm living my best life now, right? I'm in South Florida. It's amazing how many people play the lottery that are attracted to a show like that. I would go to the store. They'd walk right up to me. We loved your show. You're our favorite show. We love you, and they love. There's one scene in the show. David Bromstead, who is the host of the show, he turns around. He's showing us a bathroom, and I just, for some reason, open up the sliding glass door of the bathroom of the shower, and I step in it. He screams out. He goes, "Hey!" He goes, "You never know. You can make number 6." Meaning children. So I grab her and I pull her into the shower with me. Everybody talks about that scene, but there's another scene that I walked into the bedroom of the home that we were looking at on the show, okay? And there was a jacuzzi in the bedroom. And I look at the jacuzzi, and the infamous bow wow, chicka bow wow comes out. And I go, I've seen movies that start like this, David. Well, I received offers to put it on T-shirts, to put it on hats. They wanted to do this whole bow wow, chicka bow wow thing. I was like, no. I said, I'm a retired police officer, and my kids are still growing up. Not sure if that would look appropriate, being out there, the whole bow wow, chicka bow wow thing. But it was a good laugh. But the funny thing is, I'm worried about the bow wow, chicka bow wow. And at one point, David tells me, he says to me, you're going to take me shopping, Daddy? So all I needed for him was to call me Daddy. That blew up my phone. All my friends texting me, you're going to take me shopping too, Daddy? So I got the ribbing for that for weeks. Imagine, I was a cop. So it was funny. It was a good laugh. But the show really did. I mean, you're surprised at how many people really play this lottery. Obviously, there's hundreds and hundreds of millions of people that play because it reaches 1.4 billion. So it definitely grows. But it's funny how many people watch the show. And how many people watch HGTV. I wasn't someone that went home on a daily basis. I need to watch these DIY shows and all this stuff. But they turned around and I was on the show, and I'm talking about Tim. I mean, Publix, going for a job interview. Oh my God, forget it. They're like, how come you didn't work for 4 years? I'm like, I have to disclose it. And the next thing you know, they want to hire me just to have me around because I was on TV. Well, I got a job to do, I mean, I want to do my job. And then they did all the balloons and the confetti and all that stuff on the last show. So it was nice. It was a lot of fun. I don't regret at all doing the show. I've only had positive feedback about it, except for my, who's your daddy? Or you're going to take me shopping, Daddy? And all the other little bow wow, chicka bow wow. And we had a lot of fun with it. A lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
And once that aired for a year or so on reruns, was your social media just blowing up? What was? Yeah, you had over 1 million followers or something like that, didn't you?
Social media blew up, and it was fun because I answered. And you know what it's like? I'm not a celebrity, okay? I'm not to the normal man. I'm nobody, okay? I had numbers compared to a celebrity and an athlete or something like that. Why? People were inboxing me with the social media. People would ask my opinion on cop questions. When the whole George Floyd thing happened, people would ask me, what's your opinion on this? How do you feel about this? I was like, wow, you got to really be careful what you say, You kind of tread water a little. But you also have to be yourself and be honest. Tell them, listen, you asked. I'm going to tell you how I feel and what I think. A fun part of it is when they would say, hey, do you mind giving me 5 numbers on a Powerball number? Or can you give me my lucky numbers today? I'm going to go play them.
And would you give the numbers?
I would give the numbers, and I would leave a message, and I'm being honest now, whoever hears it and I did it for them, I would give the numbers, and I would always have the same message for everyone on the bottom. I would tell everyone, I am wholeheartedly giving you these numbers today. It's my choice to give you these numbers today. I hope you win, but you have to tell the universe that you're going to win. And whatever you win is yours. I don't care, Tim, if I gave somebody the numbers and they won that $1 billion. I know that person, being the person that they are. If you contacted me and I gave you those numbers, then I know you're going to, in return, go, here, that's for you. But I'll never ask you for anything. But I know in return you would say this. And why do I say that? Because, Tim, do you know people that I gave numbers to? Some of them actually took pictures of the ticket and sent it back to me in the DM just to show me they actually went to the store and played the numbers that I gave them. Man, when I tell you, not only did that hit me in my mind, it hits me in my heart. It does hit me in my heart that somebody would actually care enough what I have to say, go and do that, and not only do it, but show me proof that they did it when they didn't have to do that. And because of that, when I get the pictures, I always check. Did you win? Did you win? Did you win? So, I got my $2 back. Oh, I didn't win anything. That's all right. We're going to get them next time. And it's not like this ain't something like I charge for or I make money off of. I don't do any of that. No. I don't charge for anything like that. I love interaction with people. I'm a people person. I love people. I like to watch people. I'm labeled as conversation hogger. I'll hog up a conversation in a room. I love to talk. People have questions. If nobody knows who I am, I just keep my mouth shut. I like to just sit in the back and watch and observe. Pick that up a lot from law enforcement, But that's pretty much.
Where can people find you on social media?
I don't hide. It's at NILES Malvasia, MALVASIA, all one word. Niles A. Malvasia. I'm on Facebook, and we have our Facebook group that has grown. There was a couple of years back, I was invited to be a moderator for a group on Facebook. It's My Lottery Dream Home Facebook group. And it was started by a gentleman by the name of Craig. And Craig is also a former winner. He himself won and appeared on the show. So he turned around and started this group. He asked me to be a moderator. I kid you not, maybe 100, 200 people in this group. Today, I'm going to estimate there's around anywhere between 40 and 45,000 members to this group.
This is on Facebook.
And this is on Facebook. Yeah. We've worked out things where we've actually tried to set up something through Discovery, HGTV, where we can maybe do something like a Facebook Live with David and the people from the group. These are all things that we try to do. Because again, what is it, Tim? There's enough to go around for everyone. There's enough for everyone. I can ask for the same thing as you. Maybe tonight I get the mega because tomorrow was Tim's day and he gets the Powerball. He gets 1.4 billion. But it's okay, Tim. I can't begin to tell you how happy I would be for you or for the next person, because that's what I do. When I look at my ticket and I lost, but then I look at the news and they go, oh, there's one ticket sold in California, or there's one ticket sold in Michigan. I said, good for them, man. Good for them. I hope they needed that money. I hope they needed the money. And if they didn't need that money, I hope and pray that they do great things with that money. And I let it go because the next one's for me. Why? Because there's a next one. Because it resets itself. When all those people go, no, I only play the lottery when it reaches $1 billion. I only play the lottery when it reaches $100 million. Why? Are you telling me when it resets itself and it's $30 million and you win that, that's not going to change your life? $1 million sent my life into a tailspin. What would $30 million do? You need $1 billion? You need 300 million? Watch, somebody wins and it resets itself. Everybody goes, no, don't go, don't do that. Tell the universe, that's mine as well. That jackpot. I'm winning a jackpot. It could be 300 million, it could be 30 million. I'm winning the jackpot. That's what you tell yourself. That's what you tell the universe. You believe it. You believe it, and you put it out there, Tim. Don't be discouraged. Don't get angry. Don't hate on people. Too much hate in this world. Let's cut it out. Enough. Let's pick people up. Let's start picking each other up instead of putting each other down. Let's pick each other up. We need that. We need that in this world. We really do. It's a shame. It's very sad. It's a shame. I see a lot of stuff that goes on in this world. Seeing a lot of stuff as a law enforcement officer.
Yeah. It's much better to pick each other up. That's very, very positive. So you have won a number of prizes, including this $1 million Powerball prize. You consider yourself a lucky person, but didn't something interesting happen in Las Vegas?
I apply the secret. I apply the law of attraction to anything and everything. And I told myself, I'm driving there, and I said, listen, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win, and I'm gonna win big, and I'm just gonna walk away. And sure enough, I walked into a casino. Immediately to my right, there was a like a non-smoking room. So I don't smoke. I said, let me go into the room. I sat down. I drove longer. I'll be honest with you. It took me longer to get to the casino than for me to actually, win. But I sat down. I put $200 bills into the slot machine. I sat there and I go, okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. By the fourth one, all the bells and whistles went off. Sound like somebody robbed the place. And I know I did something. I know I hit something. Here's the people are coming over to me and everything, and I'm looking. But me being me, I can't figure out what I hit. I'm looking at apples and oranges and bananas and all these different things, and I can't figure out what I won. Well, to make a long story short, I ended up hitting the jackpot. It was 10 grand for the slot machine. So I walked away with 10 grand. And I was in there no more than literally 10 minutes. And I told myself. And they walked over to me, and I thought they were going to hand me a check. And they handed me 2 stacks of 5 grand in one stacks. I put 1 stack of 5 grand in one pocket, 1 stack of 5 grand in another pocket. I said, take care. See you later. I'm beating you today. The universe helped me, and I'm beating the casino. I went to eat dinner. That's what I did. I went to dinner. I enjoyed myself, went to some shows, and that casino paid for my vacation. Plus.
That's amazing. So what is the secret to luck, in your opinion?
Tim, I don't know. I don't want to call it luck.
Okay.
I don't want to call it luck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to call it luck. And I don't want to call it gambling. Again, because when you gamble, it's a gamble. Mm-hmm. I'm not gambling. I know I'm going to win. It's not a gamble when you know you're going to win. And people may say, oh, no, like this guy is way too... No, I'm not. Because I was the same way. I was like, yeah, but with the law of attraction, what am I talking to? I feel like something wrong with me. I'm talking to myself. No, no, wrong mindset. Immediately, wrong mindset. Your mindset. You're not there. There's steps. You have to get your mind and your body into the right place, and from there, you start to work on it. You start to work on it. You start to work on it, and then again, don't ignore the signs. Don't ignore the signs. I used to ignore the signs. I ignored signs when I was a kid. I've been using the law of attraction since I was a kid, and I didn't even know it.
What what types of signs are we talking about?
I said earlier, ask, believe, and receive, right? Okay.
Okay.
Tell you a quick story. Where I am the commander of the juvenile division at the Hackensack Police Department, greatest police department in the state of New Jersey. Okay. I'm in charge of the youth division. I have a secretary, Diane Lomia. Beautiful person, beautiful heart. Okay. She used to like to have all the little things on her desk. Snow globes, little figurines, and she used to collect things wherever she went on vacation, right? Well, in youth division, sometimes it can be very stressful. You deal with kids, you deal with a lot of things that you don't want to see, okay? So I tried to create somewhat of a relaxed, fun environment. So we would play wiffle ball in my office, or we would play like stickball. I had a pretty big office, and I had a bunch of guys who I considered to be the best detectives in the department, okay? There was great detectives in my department, but I love my guys, right? And we would play wiffle ball. Well, to make a long story short, you can hit the ball anywhere, but please don't hit anything on Diane's desk. Please don't knock over anything. Don't break anything on Diane's desk. Well, what'd they do one day? They knocked something over. Well, when they knocked it over, what they didn't realize was I was sitting in the back room where we had our coffee and like a break room, and we had our meetings back there. Well, I was sitting in the back room, and I was reading something, and it was called The Secret. And all it did was tell me, ask, believe, and receive. Man, all I heard was boom. I put my book down. I looked over. What'd they do? They knocked the stuff off of Diane's desk.
Oh, no.
So I walked over to go pick it up. Pay no mind. Somebody comes over. My partner at the time, Pete Basiglio, another beautiful soul. Great guy. Tremendous human being. He's my partner for 5 years. He's picking up Diane's stuff too. I don't think anything. I grabbed the snow globe, and that snow globe was on her desk forever. I used to walk by it, never paid attention to it. Didn't know what it was. Didn't care. Tim, do you know? I looked at the snow globe, and when the snow stopped trickling down inside, there was a word in big red letters. You know what it said? It said believe, Tim. In the snow globe, it said believe. Don't ignore the signs, Tim.
That just gave me chills.
It was almost like my kids were playing in the other room. I put a book down, The Law of Attraction by Rhonda Burns. And the words, I just read the words, ask, believe, and receive. And I walked over and I picked up the friggin' snow globe off the floor. And when it rested, big red letters, believe. I said, Diane, the next day when she came in, Diane, how long have you? She said, no, that snow globe's been on my desk forever. I never touched it, never went by it, never looked at it, didn't know what it said, didn't care. I was too busy. It said, believe, Tim. You got the chills. I almost had a heart attack that day. That's when I went back to my book right away, and I opened up that page, and it says right there, big letters, ask, believe, right in the middle, believe. That's the only word that I could see when I opened up that book. Believe, right there. I said, I just went over there, believe. It just said, don't ignore the signs. What the hell's going on right now? From that point on, Tim, I took off. I used The Secret for my job. Very successful in my job. Okay? I used The Secret in my personal life. I was very successful in my personal life. I've foreseen myself doing real estate and being very successful at it. That's what I did. I was very successful at it. What are we looking at? Like I said, tonight, 350. Tickets are in my pocket. 1.4 billion tickets are in my pocket. We are a ball of energy. And people may say I'm teetering on the line of like reality and religion and things like that. I'm Christian. I have my faith. I don't practice like I really should, but I do have my own faith. I don't talk to the man just when I need something, okay? But the universe, some people think it's teeter. Some people have told me maybe it's God looking out for you. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe he does. But God sends signs too, doesn't he? People say, I've never seen him. I've seen him. I'm not going to say like, oh, I see things, people. It's not like that. But have I gotten to a level where it just doesn't surprise me? Oh, you won this, or this check came in the mail, or, doesn't surprise me. The funniest thing, like I won my kids, they use the secret. They don't know. They have no idea. They have no idea that they use the secret.
Well, it's fascinating, and there's so many people that are famous, and sports athletes, movie stars, all kinds of people that swear by it. And you today you're wearing as we record this interview, I see you're wearing a Tom Brady shirt.
My man, my goat.
So I don't know if we can. Yeah, tilt down.
You know what? I said earlier, I wore this on purpose. I think Tom Brady, right? I will use Tom Brady because if you think the guy was it's all about being a pure athlete. No. If you think this guy didn't use the law of attraction and foreseen himself being who he is today, drafting 199th overall in 2000, coming out of Michigan, starting behind Drew Bledsoe, do you think you're ever going to get a shot unless the guy retires or gets injured? Well, what happens against Dallas? He gets injured. And a guy by the name of Tom Brady takes the field, and that's it. So she wrote. It's history. He's the GOAT. And if you think, does he, with his money, is he exposed to the best training and nutrition and health and this? Yes, of course he is. How did he get to that point? Hard work, yes. You don't think he envisioned? You don't think he meditated? You don't think look at this past season. Aaron Rodgers is a big believer in it. I know he's injured now and he tore his Achilles tendon. There's some things that you just cannot control. Again, the universe, you cannot control death. We're all going to pass away someday, right? He spent, 2-3 days in a dark room, meditating, finding himself. And when he came out, he knew his direction. That's talking to the universe. That's finding your inner spirit. There's a lot that goes into it. So if you think, again, I tease and I laugh. I like to wear my Tom Brady shirt. My kids make fun of me because I actually wear this thing in public. It's not just he's the GOAT. How did he get there? What did he use? And again, if you tell me it wasn't a piece of foreseeing, closing his eyes, meditating, using the law of attraction to say, hey, this is where I want to be. This is what I want to grow into. This is the type of quarterback I want to be. This is the type of athlete. This is the type of leader I want to be. Where do we funnel that energy? Where does that energy come from? How do we ball that energy up inside and use it to that advantage of what we want to do when we want to do it? It's very interesting, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I love the universe. And when I say, are you supposed to tell the universe that no, I don't tell the universe it likes me. I tell the universe it loves me. Me and the universe, we have a beautiful relationship. Love the universe.
And what's the quickest, what is the quickest way to manifest something that you are desiring, whether it's a lottery win or something else, do you think?
Feel like you are in that moment. Put yourself in those shoes. Go. You said you like this house. There's a particular house you like. There's a mansion. Go to that house. Go to that house. Go look at it as if you're going to buy it. If they have an open house, go to the open house. Walk around. Envision yourself living in the house. Where are you going to put your furniture? Where are you going to put your appliances? A certain car. Even though you get behind the wheel of your car and it's a Toyota Camry, but you want a Lamborghini Performante, pretend that you're driving that Lamborghini. Pretend when you stop at that red light that everyone's looking at your car. Okay? Put yourself in that moment. Put yourself in that mindset. Tell the universe what you want. Don't be surprised when you get it. That's the best part. That's the fun part. Don't be surprised. Call Tim and thank him. That's what I'm going to say. Call Tim and thank him for having this podcast and putting it out there. Because everybody sees it and everybody hears it from these celebrities and, like you said, celebrity athletes and famous movie stars. And you see, no, here's your everyday guy. Here's your everyday Monday through Friday working man, family man. And I'm telling you, it's real. It's not a hidden secret that, only this core group of people, or how they like to say the 1% of the world owns all the money. No, this isn't one of those, secret societies. No conspiracy here. This is the truth. This is the law of attraction. Some may call it science. This is your inner body. Tell me, when you go to a funeral and you see the shell of a human being lying there in the casket, where did it go? This is when we start to teeter on religion. But where did that energy go? Where did that laughter go? Where did that spice in that person go? Where did it go? It just disappeared? It's gone? Poof, it's gone. No, Tim. No, it's not gone. We are balls of energy, and we attract things to us. And some people say the bad as well. Oh, you're telling me I attract the bad to me as well? Guess what? You know what? If that infamous wake up and stump your toe on the bed, yeah, and trickle and it starts your day and you get into the shower and there's no hot water and you grab your cup of coffee and you spill it on your white shirt and you get into your car and now you're stuck in traffic. You asked for it, man. You asked for it. You don't want to hear it, but you asked for it. That's when you need to plant your foot in the sand, plant your foot in the concrete, and pivot hard. And if you can't pivot, and if you've got bad feelings and you've got bad thoughts and you're home and you have the opportunity, lay down and go to sleep. Lay down and go to sleep, and I guarantee when you wake up, you're going to be in a different mood. All those worrying and all those problems in your mind, they're going to go away because you're going to wake up with an answer. But that's really bad. That's when it's really bad. But normally, put your foot in the sand. I got a bad phone call. Something didn't go through. That deal fell through. My boss made me look silly in the boardroom. You know what? Eat it. Put it away. It's gone. Pivot. Think about, I have great times with my kids at Disney. I love going to the beach with my children. I love taking my kids down to Miami and showing them all of the artwork on the walls and taking them to the museums and looking at the food trucks and going to the food trucks, or just going down to South Beach. And it's endless. You need to pivot. Put yourself in a good place. Think positive, and you're going to see things will turn for you. Things will turn around for you. And I strongly believe I live by it. It's my life to the day I die. And I've taught it to my kids, and my kids are starting to use it.
And it's becoming more and more well-known and popular in our culture as well. More people are starting to understand it. But yeah, it's fascinating. You
just wish more people adopted it. I mean, it's not like, hey, let me give it a try for a month and let's see how it goes. No, it's something to live by. Something to really live by. And again, some people may say it's silly. It's not for them. It's a coincidence. You're always going to have your people that question it. And that's fine. Why? Because they're allowed to have their opinion. Why? Because the universe gave it to them.
Yeah. And we are running kind of short on time here. There's a million questions. We could talk about this all day because it's so interesting. But is there anything that you wanted to say today, Niles, that I haven't asked, or that you just wanted to say, or that I don't know enough to ask?
No, just, you know what, that there is enough out there for everyone. You know, Tim, and by you creating something like this, and just by chance you reaching out to me and me responding, and again, a part of the secret, I've always put it out there. I said I'd love to do a podcast one day. Like I always felt, I said, wow, wouldn't it be cool if somebody wrote a book about one of my cases? Like that would be so cool. Like I would be so like, wow, So they are. Somebody's writing a book about one of my cases. They picked up the rights to the case. Somebody contacted me. They said they went to our police headquarters. Yeah, and they pulled all of what it's called OPRA, the Open Public Record Act. And they went and they got all the paperwork and all the files about this one case, as research. And they've been on, they've been in contact with me, and and that's something that I put out to the universe. I said, I want a book. I want a book written about one of my cases. That happened. I said, I've always wanted to be on a podcast. Who contacted me? Right? So, is it by chance? No, it's not. This is not by chance. Me meeting you today is not by chance, by luck. It's the law of attraction.
Well, I love that.
Oh, it is. It is, Tim. It is the law of attraction that has brought us together today.
And for people watching or listening again, where can people find you?
It's at my name, Niles A. Malvasia, NILES-A-MALVASIA.
Wonderful. And we will also put links to that in the description of this interview.
Great. Awesome.
But Niles Malvasia, thank you so much for your time today. Your insights are extremely fascinating. Your story is very interesting, and hopefully, see, I'm using the word hopefully. Let's put it out for the law of attraction. I'm excited for you to come back onto this podcast another time in the future.
It's going to blow your mind, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to blow your mind when you turn around and go, here we are. Started off like that. Here we are. Again.
Well, Niles, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time today. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
We won $3.2 million.
What kind of game was it? Was the Florida lottery? And
it was the Florida Lotto. It was the original Florida lottery game at the time. You
believe in manifestation, and that you are familiar with the secret that back in 1989 you weren't familiar with any of this stuff, but you now believe that this is what happened, that this was manifestation.
Yes,
so
yes.